Alright guys, just had another 7 lots of tomato seed saving, so they're going to be sorted out in 3 or 4 days time, or 2 or 3 days time, sorry. But what I've also done is I've picked the rest of my dwarf beans out from the front garden. I got one lot that I sort of recognise, and 2 lots that are all mixed up, or maybe 3 lots that are all mixed up. And I was sat here, getting all the, I know these are the BBBRBs, the black beef bush resilient bean. We got the Calypso bean, those ones that look like orca. I'll put a picture up in a minute. And Jacob's cattle bean. And I was sat here picking them all away, but I'll tell you, one of them, I'm going to do a close-up of that. It's got like a scorpion sting on it. I'll show you that in a second. And I've pricked my hand a few times, so I've had a rush of to the brain. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all these crispy ones in this cloth bag, a bit like I do with sweet peas. There's a few loose ones in there. And then I'm going to knock 10 barrels of crap out of it. And hopefully they'll break up a little bit. So, yeah, brittle. It might work, it might take 2 or 3 goes, but it's got to be quicker than doing each one individually. And all I've got to do now is tip them out, because they're all different colours, different shapes and sizes. So, bear with me. I'm even going to go and stand on it over there. Well, I tell you what, that's a way to vent a bit of pent-up aggression, isn't it? I can feel lots of loose beans in there. So, let's get rid of that one. These are too green to do. Whoever said gardening wasn't funny? Oh, wow. Well, I'm telling you what, guys, I would say that is a resounding success. There's a few. In general, we have sorted the wheat from the chaff, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll chuck it all in there for now and go through that later, because that'll be easier, I think. Yeah, because there's a few holes still. In fact, well, I'll just chuck those there. Bear with me. Right, I reckon that was quite successful, you know. Right, let's go get the phone and I'll show you what we got. Right, first up, here's what I mean with that scorpion tail. That is so sharp. That saved me a bit of grief, that. So, like I said, we got some orcas, BBBRBs, yeah. Jacob's cattle beans, and I've just noticed we got some tiger beans in here as well. Must have missed the whole plant last time I picked them. Brilliant, so now just a case of sorting these out. Oh, that was quite successful. I must admit, I didn't realise I had so many of these BRBs. And they have different colours as well. You get black ones, and some are a bit paler, if you can see it. Oh, can't see it there. But in general, they're black. A load of the Jacobs cattle beans, certainly more than I planted anyway. Not too much, not too many of the Orca beans, but I've got shed loads of these left from last year. Yeah, and 3 more tiger beans. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, and I've got that big lot in there. Ah, yes. So they could be the Orcas, those green ones. I'll tell you what. These could be Orcas in here. Let me have a quick look. Let's find a dryish one. Avoiding that blooming sharp spike. Yes. There they are. Look, they were hiding under the icebergs. Well, and they're bigger. Oh, I love these. So they're going to be in the greenhouse, just left in this tray. They'll be dry in a couple of days. Brilliant. Ah, brilliant. That's so much easier. I'm quite chuffing myself now. In fact, I might just leave this. Oh, it's coming open now. And this is the Jacobs. So what we had this year, we've had Blue Lake beans. They weren't too successful. We've had Anita's red beans. They were very successful. Climbing Berlotti. Tiger Calypso BRB and Jacobs. I'm sure. Oh, Faraday in the veggie pod. Still got some of those growing. And Maasai. Yeah, Maasai. Hey, loads of beans this year. Brilliant. And I'm full of beans. Brilliant, guys. Well, catch you in a bit. And here they all are. Quite a few, eh? I might make one of those 3D pictures of all the beans I've grown. Add to it every year. It'd be different, wouldn't it? Surprising how the climbing Belotti are different to the dwarf Belotti. Is there a reason for that, or is it just me? Let me know if yours are different. Right, guys, I've got to repair an expanding hose. It's out of warranty, so I've got to repair it. I've got a kit off Amazon. I'll talk about it in a minute. I just want to show you the hose first, because I stupidly tugged at it on the allotment, and it started leaking. So at least I know where the leak is on this one. Let me go and turn the water off. I've brought it home to repair it because it's easier. So let me go and turn the water off and I'll get on with it, eh? I got a bit wet. Apologies for the sun again. I can't do nothing about that, I'm afraid. I'm sure I've done a hose repair video before, but that was in the centre of a hose and I bought a double joiner kit. I can't find the video. Now, luckily, this one's at the end, so I've got an end repair kit. So basically, it's a bit that goes onto your tap spigot. It's got a clamp, and it's got the little bit that, what's what you call it, a collet? Yeah, that seals the silicone onto the little spigot on there. So let me take this off a minute. I won't get wet because there's no pressure in there. And what I am going to do, I'm going to cut it back a bit, because even though I'm pretty sure the leak's here, I'm going to cut it back just in case it's going back up, you know. And it is tough stuff to cut this. This is actually a tough hose. It's called a T-hose, tough hose, made in the UK, and there's the silicone gone. I'm trying to catch that. Oh dear. See how tough it is? Tough, see? Ah, there we are. Can you see that? I'll get my phone and I'll try and zoom in on you. Well, there's the end cut off, look, and awkward to do this with one hand. See the split there? That's where it's gone, so at least I know where the leak is. So now all we got to do is either push the silicone tube all the way up to the end, and I'm not going to do that. I know this one reaches wherever I want it to go, so I'm just going to cut the sleeve in off here. I've only lost that much, look. So, and there's the hose. Brilliant. Right, so this bit goes on first. If I remember last time, the trouble I had was the little fibres going everywhere, or not going where they're supposed to be, rather. See, the core area is coming through. Here we are. This goes on next. Oh dear, dirt on my fingers. Here we are. Let's pull that back a bit. This goes on the spigot. That goes over the spigot. Now, if I remember, that was quite tight last time. Getting there slowly. It's very tight, see? Maybe because this is the UK one, it's made of a better, a thicker silicone than the Chinese imports. There, that'll go. There's a couple of little cutouts there to line up with. Now this is the hard bit that I found last time. You've got to get this sleeve in over that white bit. There we go. That's better. And that goes all the way up as far as you can get it, even into the threads. And then pulling that back. It's going to be very awkward to see this, guys. See, it's deceiving. It feels like it's going, but it's not quite. Just going to trim some of these fibres off a minute. So I think they're getting caught on the threads, look. Okay, here we go then. Big push. Right, got there in the end. It was taking those little bits off that were getting caught in the threads that sorted it out. It's such a tight fit. Right, I suppose the proof is in the pudding, really, isn't it? Let's put the water on. Trying to beat the water down the pipe. Well, that's hard already. I put these shut-off valves on my hoses. Makes it so much easier if you want to swap things around. You know, you want to put something different on. You can just do it without turning the tap off. Right. And that's up to pressure now, guys. So, there's the air coming out. It's water the chilies while I'm here. Right, I'm going to leave that for 10 minutes just to make sure it's okay. And what I will do, this end will go on the tap, because if that bursts again, if this thing here fails, it will be on me or in the house or whatever up the allotment. But if it's on the tap, it's only going to burst on the wall and it's a quick shut off. With this, I got 100 foot of pipe to run down to get to it, you know what I mean? So I'll leave that for a bit, and yeah, I hope that's helpful. I have got one more to do, actually. I've got another one. And with that one, what I stupidly did, bloody stupid, I dragged it past a rose bush, and it's got a pinprick in it, and it's going to go sooner or later, so I'm going to leak very, very seldom repairs itself, especially not on a silicon hose that's expanding all the time, you know. So I'll do that one again. I'll try and show you again if it makes it a bit simpler. Now, I was thinking, see, I'm a nuclear welder. I was a nuclear welder, high duty pipe welder, grade whatever, I don't know. I used to weld up pipe work on nuclear reactor systems, the Royal Navy, and secondary systems. And every so often the welds are inspected. I'll tell you what, I'll get a bit of a sample of one of my welds and show you. Every so many months, every weld's X-rayed or gamma rayed as it is, and any defect in the weld, any suspected defect, that piece of pipe is cut out and a new bits put in. But the thing is, this is where I was getting slowly. Every time you cut a defect out, you have to put 2 joins in to repair it, and that's where this other joining one came in. So there's one there and one there. The reason I put this one on, it's only got 1 repair. You know what I'm getting at? Yeah, I do anyway. And even with the, not so much on the reactor systems, but on the secondary side, if the repair was anywhere within so many feet of a proper joint, it was taken back to that rather than put 2 new welds in, you know what I mean? I mean, even though we all know welds are stronger, but you know. Yeah, I'll go and get that bit of pipe and show you a bit of a little test piece. Wish this bloody weather has sorted itself out. My cooking videos all over the place at the moment. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, that's been there for a couple of minutes now, hasn't it? Fingers crossed. Go and get this bit of pipe. Well, that's been 10 minutes now, I'm happy with that. I don't normally water for longer than 10 minutes anyway, so that's a good test. Now, the mistake a lot of people make with these hoses, these expanded hoses, is they don't depressurise them when they finish with them. So you think that bit of silicone in there, I just cleared up the other bits. It's under constant stress, isn't it, if it's under pressure? So always depressurise. And what I do to save water, especially lately, I turn it off, turn the tap off, and I use the last dregs in the hose pipe, because there's a good, I don't know, good 2 or 3 or 4 litres in there, if not more. I use that for the final watering because it's still under pressure. So, back in a second. Right, so what I've done, I've got a couple of old weld test pieces, if you like. There's a completed weld cut out of a pipe, and this is stainless steel. This is a weld showing its whole process from the prep to the tack weld, to the root run, to the filler, to the capping run, and to the grinding off. And I'll go through that in a minute. And also a test piece of, what do they call it, a cap weld. You've got the valve, it's got its seal, it's got its stem. They are double acting seals as well, valve seats. So when they're closed, and when they're open, the seal is closed as well. But whatever the position the valve's in, there's always a cap on it, and the cap is welded. In general, the cap is welded. Not all of them, but some of them are welded. And this is a typical test piece of that. I'll show you this one first, actually. Now this is, if I can see it, oh, it's so blooming small for my eyes these days. I couldn't do this welding these days, I tell you. Right. I say I couldn't weld with my eyes, but I probably couldn't weld these days with my shakes. Then again, it's like a natural rhythm shaking when you're welding a little bit. So here is the cap test piece. And what you do the weld, they slice it, take 4 portions of it, mount it in some sort of resin, and then grind it down and etch it with nitric acid, I think it is. And one of these, I can't remember which one it is now. Sorry about this, guys. Let me zoom in a bit. Hang on. What you need on the weld is the inside here to be quite smooth. No sort of sharp angles. And one of them, and I think it's that corner there, is a little bit too sharp. So it would have failed. There we are. That's my welder's number. It was a 68th nuclear welder. Right, this is just an example of a monometal weld. I can tell it's monometal because it's got a J prep on the pipe work. So that's the preparation, the J prep. Then this little bit here sticking up, that is what is called an EB, and it's a rivet cross section. You can just see the cross section of it there. It's like a rivet. I'm trying to get it backwards and forwards for you so you can see it. It's called EB because they used to be made by the Electric Boat Company. You got your pipe prepped, you got the EB inserted. What you do then is you tack it, you put a little tack weld on the EB to fuse it in. And then you do the root run. And the root run's done with no filler, no stick whatsoever, just the argon no, it's not actually. Monometal is argon hydrogen mix because you need the extra heat because it's nickel and copper. It dissipates the heat too fast. And you just pull the EB. You use the tip of the tungsten and you pull upwards and the molten pool lifts. And I'll show you inside what that looks like in a minute. Once that's done and that's been radiographed, that's gamma rays again, then you do the filler run or the filler runs. And finally you do the cap-in run. And then the fitters come along and they grind it down. I think they've stopped doing this now. They prefer to leave it like that. So inside, oh, I can't see this. So inside we got the prep, we got the EB, there's a tack there somewhere. Then we come to the EB being pulled, so it's fused the two bits of pipe together. Then you got the filler run and then you can't see that, and there it is all fused together. And that's easier to show on this completed stainless one. Can you see that? There's the finished weld on the inside, look. And what you're looking for there is no sharp edges. So it's all lovely and smooth, look. See? There we are. You wouldn't even know it was a weld, would you? I hope that's worked, guys. I'm going to go and have a look first and then reshoot it if I have to because it's a bit too bright out here. I might do it indoors. Well, that's it for this week, guys. We've had some beans, we've had a hose repair and a basic look into my welding. Look after yourselves, guys. Take care and I'll catch you on the next video.